She said,
"When I am in pain, I will come back to you again."
it's almost the same way to say,
"I don't need your lecture, just make me pain-free."
if you're this type of person, it is understandable. Chiropractor based on the common definition. Chiropractors treat conditions related to your body's structure. Their goal is to relieve pain and improve function. They don't prescribe drugs or do surgery. Rather, they adjust and manipulate your spine and other parts to get them in a right position or proper alignment. When you hear about chiropractor, it is always associated with a cracking of the body or cracking your joint. And mainly, based on the definition, the focus is on your spine or backbone. Though chiropractors nowadays are evolving to involve more than the spinal joint itself, that is not our topic of discussion today. So in respect to chiropractors, viewers, bear with me and thank you for checking out my channel. Beside the spinal cracking reputation, chiropractors is better known to apply a quick thrust manipulation, which is one main reason for creating that cracking sound effect. What about this active isolated stretch, or better known as AIS method? AIS is pretty new to most people, but stretch word is better for us to start with to easily understand it. If I'm right, it was first included in college textbooks just the year 2012 as one among the different type of common stretching method. Feel free to leave a comment on the section below if I'm wrong about this. So since this is under the type of common stretching, therefore I will be expecting you out there to be very clear about the basic mechanism of action of stretching. With stretch method, you are much more concerned about the soft tissue, like the muscle as a good example. So when you hear about stretch, you know that cracking the joints is not expected as opposed to chiropractor. In case your body makes a cracking sound during a stretch session, you know that this is not the objective compared to a chiropractor. And with a competent AIS practitioner, the application is the opposite of quick. Instead, a proper and slow pacing approach as you reach your end range of motion for a stretch. In fact, any quick movement is contraindicated or risky in any of the stretching type technique. With chiropractor, its aim is to specifically restore ideal alignment of each spinal joint as much as possible. Doing this restore better joint function and therefore may instantly eliminates pain, complaint, or discomfort. The most common outcome is an immediate pain relief caused by that quick thrust manipulation that readjusted a specific bone position in your body. With AIS method, specifically, the goal is the same. It is also about restoring postural alignment, but it relies more on the muscle behavioral modification beside the gradual structural change. In AIS, the mechanism of action is more than just lengthening the soft tissue, but it is also critically involved restoration of functional specific joint motion. AIS method is the only stretch method that significantly emphasizes isolation the way chiropractic isolates the ideal spinal joint alignment. That is why this stretch is called isolated stretch method. With these principles and this method, AIS is also able to promote and enhance joint motion with its stretch repetition. So you can say it is clear that both chiropractor and AIS is geared towards joint isolation, adjustment by practice. So starting today, delete your notion about stretch being just a soft tissue lengthener, because in a pure AIS method of stretching by scientific studies, it is actually accepted based on its ability to break down accumulated tissues in the joint that is holding you back from moving your joints to its optimal range of motion. AIS is also known for its immediate effect experience of joint motion freedom, which is due to its repetitive and progressive stretch application of not less than 4 to 10 repetitions, beside the very short static stretch in each repetition. This enhanced neuromuscular firing and positional awareness to each guided and targeted joint-assisted action, which particularly not a characteristic feature of a common chiropractor application. And another difference is, chiropractor might work other joints beside the spine like the shoulder joint, but with AIS, all joints can be included like fingers and even toes. Achieving an ideal postural spinal alignment optimize the whole physical system to function, even such as circulatory system. Ais method maximizes this benefit by including multiple joints beside the spinal vertebrae as opposed to chiropractic approach. So you could expect a 15 to 30 minute session when you visit a chiropractor. But with AIS session, depending on your goal and assessment, best recommendation is an hour session. For others, expect more than 2 hours of session. You can also say that chiropractic approach, anatomically speaking, is less holistic than an AIS approach. So what do we have here so far? I just want you to know that bodyworks approaches and techniques are continuously evolving. I'm not being biased here since I am an AIS practitioner. I'm just sharing my own opinion and stock knowledge right now. That is why don't hesitate to leave a comment below on what you think about today's topic. And if you like and intrigued to what I am talking about, always hit the subscribe button to video like this. Ring the bell icon as well for more valuable new video upload. So for a succinct summary, chiropractor is known for postural alignment or adjustment using a quick thrust manipulation mainly on your spinal vertebral joint. The hands-on maneuver creates an audible cracking noise effect most of the time, and if it works for you, you could instantly experience profound pain relief from just a 10 to 20 minute session or less. AIS, on the other hand, works on postural alignment as well, using a more controlled, repetitive, and slow hands on assisted stretches. It involves and gives consideration to all joints of the body, including the spine. By isolating each and every joint, it leads to an even and balanced length of soft tissue, resulting to a gradual restoration of functional joint motion ratio. A session could last for more than an hour or so. Now, it's time for the million-dollar question. Which one is better, chiropractor or AIS? Again, it boils down to your goal and priority, and most of the time is your budget. To understand this further, you need to apply what you have learned today. And the best example and most common reason why you seek for a chiropractor or AIS is because you have a low back pain. If you are following my channel, you know for the fact that 90% of low back pain are caused by dysfunctional mechanical issue. Mechanical dysfunction is simply body movement disorder. The good news is both chiropractor visits and AIS could help you. This is depending on the depth of your understanding about your condition, that you don't expect your healthcare to elaborate it for you. I'm a proponent of strategy when it comes to health. Hope is not a strategy. Taking care of your physical health is an exact science. There is no place for hope here, so pay attention. Let's analyze deeper. The most common low back pain is an aged condition. Our body has an amazing capacity to tolerate and adapt only until such time when it really needs your help and attention. Therefore, common back pain is an overtime constant accumulation of chosen physical lifestyle that is transferred and manifest to the way your body behaves presently, particularly your muscle. In simple terms, it's a form of movement pattern habit that your body couldn't sustain. A case in point, history of physical injuries could easily alter the way you move even after your recovery. Another good example is an overused dominant side of your hip and leg. Over time, this will throw your alignment off your ideal body frame. So much so, aging amplifies everything besides habit. So if this is the case, then you need to break that habit that you have for years. You need to have a muscle behavioral modification or motor retraining. So do you just want your annoying pain temporarily gone and hope for the best? Or do you want it out of your life for good, at least using strategy instead of purely just hoping? Now, go back to what you have learned previously. A bone adjustment from a chiro doesn't really make any impact to the behavior of your muscle. After a chiro session, it is up to your body to acknowledge to that new position of your body and hope for your body to adapt immediately, or maybe an option to have more than one visit, which is a common reaction since you have a profound experience from your extreme pain before to a total and complete relief after a session. So the degree of hope that your body is fully recovered permanently is a heavy weight unless you are just more concerned of your current status and just want to only get rid of the pain. And maybe then your next plan is come what may. It's surprising for others, but I do know several who really not concerned about going out of their box. They treat bodywork like an oral pain medication. So getting back to our topic, think about it. Why did your bone move away from its proper ideal orientation in the first place? Yes, it is from your created movement habit. But who pulled it away? That is right. It's your own soft tissue that is attached to the bone, specifically your muscle, that is acting crazy from daily influence and confusion of feedback coming from the environment. Adjusting the spine initiates and provokes change to adapt. But this does not change your habit, your movement pattern habit, or the way your muscle behave. Therefore, after a session of bone adjustment, it makes sense that the muscle will behave the same and will bring you back to where you started. This cycle could go over and over again, especially if you are not regularly getting that spinal adjustment. So is there a possibility to be pain-free after a chiropractic session? Highly likely, depending on the history of your case. That is one reason why chiropractic practice is a licensed profession here in New York, because it works with pain. But like any other bodyworks out there, you still need to understand. Remember, your own body is at stake. By reviewing both, it is very clear that muscle behavior modification happens with AIS session on the other hand. AIS is more of a process than a last resort to eliminate pain. AIS promotes alignment based on the adjustment of soft tissue length while optimizing neuromuscular activity or firing, resulting to ideal and balanced physical muscular recruitment, thereby eliminating years of chronic pain by increasing the accuracy of motion and constantly calibrating joint alignment. AIS is geared towards modifying unnecessary and faulty motion pattern, leading to long-term and better movement habits. So if you have all the resources and money is not a problem, then I will recommend both, especially if your pain is debilitating but requires conservative approach. When I was working in Hong Kong, we get referral from Chiropractor. Their clients is requested to do assisted stretch before having their chiropractic session. Now, what is the verdict, if you ask me? It all depends on you. The same reason why you are watching this channel. What do I mean by that? Once I had a client I want to help, but she said,
When I am in pain, I will come back to you again.
It's almost the same way to say,
I don't need your lecture, just make me pain-free.
if you're this type of person, it is understandable. A long-term health goal is not your cup of tea. Your priority is something else. But if you want to have an edge to your health, quality of life, and instead of quantity, because you know the value of sound body dictates a balanced lifestyle, then you have to dig deeper in order for you to really understand your own body and what really works for you. Thank you for checking out my video. If you reached this far, then you have an idea who you really are and what your body needs. Subscribe now if you really want a healthy lifestyle that is based on strategy and not just hope. Strategy can be measured and can be safer. Bye for now. Thank you for listening. This is Jace Lee. I am an active, isolated stretch practitioner.